Now it's time to bring down that champion. She should be in one of the larger... The champion is dead. Let's return to the camp where your friend was killed. There's a portal stone there that we can use to reach the council.
Outsider that Foranil has been dragging around the forest. Interesting. You're lucky, Outsider. The only thing keeping me from sticking my knife in you right now is our code. But if you think I'm gonna help you, think again.
You dare challenge me? You test my patience, fool. Begone, before I forget my manners and got you where you stand.
I like your confidence, Outsider. You've got some bark on your hide. And that's exactly what you're going to need if you go up against Elder Glynn. Don't take no for an answer and keep pushing him. Do that, and he eventually...
I wasn't expecting any of the Shadow Walkers to be here. They haven't attacked yet, so that's a good sign. Just don't do anything to make them... Well, I told you that killing Lamias would get their attention. You performed an honor deed. They respect that. Hopefully that respect will last long enough for you to help me before they decide to kill you. You stay here. I'll go see the council and give them the Lamia's head. That should be all the incentive they need to agree to listen to you. In the meantime, talk to the Wood Elves here. Any information you gain will return shortly. You'll be safe here, I promise. Why not get to know a few of these Shadow Walkers while I'm gone?
You don't look tough enough to have beaten the Lamia champion. But even a mighty storm starts with a light breeze. Still, an honor deed is an honor deed. I'm not sure I should help you. but you seem to be on Farinel's good side. Maybe if I give you some advice, I'll get on her good side too. I recommend you try a little humor when you talk to Thor. He's a dry old leaf, but he does like to laugh.
You're lucky, outsider. The only thing keeping me from sticking my...
You dare challenge me? You test my patience, fool.
Be gone! I like your confidence, outsider.
I don't remember the last time I talked to an outsider. Killed one, sure, I do that all the time. But talk, that's a new one for me. I was born and bred in these woods, never ventured outside its borders. Always wondered what was out there. You don't honestly believe you can do that, do you? My people made a vow to protect this citadel long before I was born. The elders are ancient and stuck in their ways. They'd never agree to break our oath. We get to see bright skies and clear water. I've only heard stories about such things. Listen, if you speak to Elder Elsoril, show some compassion. Life on a council can be harsh and unforgiving.
Farinel is like a sister to me. I almost convinced her to give up her foolish plan, and then you showed up. Well, since you made it this far, we might as well try it her way. I guess any chance, no matter how remote, is worth the trouble. I hope I don't live to regret this. Inril is the oldest member of the council. She's also the most willing to listen. But you have to show her some respect. Let her speak. Respond only when spoken to. That's all I can think of. Hope it helps.
Good news. The council has agreed to meet with you.
You're lucky, outsider. The only...
You dare challenge...
I like your confidence, outsider. You've got some...
I don't remember the last time I talked to her. You don't honestly believe we get to see bright skies and clear water. I've only heard stories about such things. Listen, if you speak to
Farinel is like a sister to me. I almost convinced her to give up her food. I hope I don't live to regret this. Inril...
You have accomplished much, outsider. Survived the moonless walk, performed an honored deed. Well done. I shall listen to your words and consider them with great respect. I promise you this much at least. Now, tell me, why are you here? You have accomplished much.
This is a great privilege allowing you to stand here. Never before has an outsider been permitted to set foot on this platform. My daughter, however, was insistent that we speak with you. We shall hear what you have to say.
You poor child. Dealing with those disgusting lamias as you navigated the moonless walk must have been so unnerving. Such horrible creatures. Now, sad little Farinel mentioned that you bring us news from Nirn. What is it?
The council will see you, but this won't be easy. You have one chance to convince them, so make sure you put your best foot forward. My people, our future. Dealing with the council can be tricky. It's a collection of individuals, each with his or her own idiosyncrasies. They are devoted to Molag Bal and our oath of servitude. It won't be easy to convince them to break those ancient promises. You can't fail. You just can't. Were the Shadow Walkers down here helpful? Do you need to talk to them again? When you're ready, just use the portal behind me. Present a good argument and make it count.
This is a great privilege allowing you to stand here. Never before has an outsider been permitted to set foot on this platform. My daughter, however, was insistent that we speak with you. We shall hear what you have to say. Yes, we have sworn to protect the passage that leads to the tower known as the Lightless Oubliette. In exchange, we have been given the gift of shadow walking. When our contract is fulfilled, the Daedric Prince shall send us back to Valenwood. Well, yes, we still await our day of release. Hundreds of years, however, do not mean much in a place where lives are measured in eternity. What makes you think Molag Bal will break our agreement? You have a wit about you. And your words have given me much to consider. Have a care, though. Valenwood was once my home. Speak to the other elders while I think about this.
You poor child. Dealing with those disgusting lamias as you navigated the moonless walk must have been so unnerving. Such horrible creatures. Now, sad little Farinil mentioned that you bring us news from Nirn. What is it? Such terrible news. But how can I know that what you say is true? It makes no sense. Why would Molag Bal destroy our beautiful and beloved Valenwood? The poor animals that roam the Valenwood, the people, I shall consider what you have told me and pray for an end to the pain and suffering. Thank you for sharing this news with me.
Spew forth your lies and be quick about it. I have a great many things to contemplate today.
You have accomplished much, outsider. Survived the moonless walk, performed an honored deed. Well done. I shall listen to your words and consider them with great respect. I promise you this much at least. Now, tell me, why are you here? You must understand. To simply accept the word of an outsider, to turn our backs on everything we believe. You ask much, stranger. Still, Farenial has been insistent about the very same concern. Tell me something to sway my opinion. This news disturbs me. Thank you for sharing this information with us. Speak to the other elders while I consider what you've said.
Spew forth your lies and be quick about it. That annoying Farenial has convinced you. You speak with confidence and conviction. Very well. I shall consider your words. A persistent fool may know more than an idol.
We have heard enough. Use the portal and return to my daughter's side. You have given us much to discuss, outsider.
You're back. Tell me everything. Did it go well? Were you able to... Of course they are. That's what the Council does. Sometimes I think that's all they ever do. But do you think they're going to help you? Really? You're not serious, are you? Oh, may the spirits guide me through this dark hour. Well, we're about to find out what they thought. Here comes my father now.
Outsider, step forth and hear the decision of the Council of Elders. The Council has discussed what you told us, debated your words from every angle, even drew upon Farenial's arguments from past meetings. Understand that we did not reach our decision lightly. The Council can no longer ignore the truth happening around us. For too long we obeyed our vows and waited for a reward that will never be granted. Should we continue on our path, even after Valenwood is destroyed? It means that your argument has convinced us. I sent runners to unlock the ruined passage that leads to the tower. My daughter said that you were interested in the place. I will also send a group of soldiers.
What did my father say? Did you convince them? Yes, you did it! You really did it! I've tried for so long to convince them, and now we can finally leave this wretched place. I can look upon a real sky. What did my father tell you to do? When the Council finally makes a decision, they act with speed and certainty. I suggest you head for the door to the ruined passage as quickly as you can. I'm going to talk to my father. I want to be a part of the group we send to help you.
the crystal with you. You will need it to free me from my bonds. I have waited for centuries. And waited and waited. Do you know how boring that can be? The Radiant One knows many things. She knew that one day the city she plunged into Cold Harbor would serve her purpose. At first, she thought I would fulfill that prophecy. But I failed. And now I need your help. Have no fear. I am as alive as you are. Molag Bal has preserved me so that I can endure his endless tortures. His cruelty knows no bounds. I can't slip free of this lightless oubliette, but I have managed. I knew you were the one I was waiting for. Molag Bal locked me away for a reason. He fears me. Once you set me free, we can make him regret the day he made us his enemies. You made it this far, just as I had predicted. I am glad to see that my calculations were not in error. Now, if you are ready, we have a prison to break out of. I was captured shortly after Meridia pushed her city into this dread realm. This prison relies on darkness. Early on, I almost broke free. Now, Molag Bal shapes the darkness itself to bind me. Molag Bal has trapped me within a pillar of darkness, infused with his own vile energy, and powered by the light of Meridia. That, however, will be his undoing. The light of Meridia can also banish this darkness, but you have to bring it to me. To reach me, you must first unlock the prison door. Molag Bal uses crystallized darkness to hold me and suppress my power. Move the crystals from their locations to the prison door, and the way shall be opened for you. I am the last alien king. In our ancient language, my name means ruler in dark times. I can imagine no darker time than the end of the alien people. I am a servant of Meridia, her master tactician and strategist. Between my master's blessings and the time-distorting nature of this dread realm, I am still alive. Consider that your good fortune, for you will never defeat Molag Bal without. To reach me, you must first unlock the prison door. Molag Bal uses crystallized darkness. enter the frozen alcove and collect the flame shadow crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Enter the library and collect the Mind Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Enter the garden and collect the Life Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. done, my friend. Now, enter the oubliette and set me free. Done well to make it this far. But there is still more to do to set me free. My body is imprisoned within a pillar of darkness, generated by the ebon shards to each side. My calculations suggested that you had a slightly better chance to fail rather than to succeed. I suspect, though, that you often beat the odds. No? A little weary, perhaps, but not injured. My mind remains sharp, however. I suggest we make our escape from this place. It is the only tactically sound option. Agreed. Allow me to create a portal to Meridia's city. We can speak there. This portal leads to the Hollow City. We shall talk again. I have barely set foot within these hallowed walls, and I already feel 1,000 times better. And now that you are here, we can determine our next move against the vile Molag Bal. I must take stock of our assets and resources, determine just how much might we can bring to bear. Only then can I develop a strategy that shall allow us to win this war. But forgive me. I wanted to convey that you performed admirably at the tower. It is good to be back in this ancient city. I need to assess our strengths and weaknesses, determine how best to make our assault against Molag Bal. If we strike before we build up a sufficient force, however, I fear we shall lose this war. The soldiers, the ones who call themselves the Fighters Guild, they seem strong and capable, at least at first glance. I shall speak to their leader at once. No leader? Well, that is an unacceptable situation. I shall take command of this Fighter Guild force. It is the only logical solution. Talk to those within this building. After I consult with the groundskeeper, I shall... Smashing! So glad you could join us. Welcome to the Fighters Guild, which is rather a mundane name. Actually, it was Honor who found them. Have you met? We've been together forever. He knows Cold Harbor almost as... Pish Tosh, Honor isn't a pet. He's my faithful steed. He does mistake the odd wood elf for...
Your nagging is becoming more annoying than my persistent rash. We finally have a secure base. To go back outside without a plan is even too foolhardy for me.
You want us to hide behind these walls? To leave our...
Everything we saw out there, it was maddening. There's no way we can win this.
Don't lecture me about honor, elf. You have no idea what I've seen or what I've got.
I refuse to leave our guildmates to rot in the wilds of this wicked place. I don't care about the dangers. How would you feel if it were you still out there?
My apologies for that display. The whole rash comment. Just a figure of speech, of course. So, I suppose you know more about this place than any of us. Like where I can get a decent drink? A safe haven, eh? I didn't really expect to see cheerful flowers and clear water anywhere in this dark realm. I assumed we were walking into untimely and painful deaths. Glad to see I was wrong this one time. I couldn't let you go off and save the world all by yourself, could I? Not with just these Fighters Guild braggarts. Besides, there was a portal. How could I not step through and see what was on the other side? That's a good question. I heard that Captain Alfari was killed shortly after we were scattered. I was hoping to find another officer here, but no such luck. An Iliad? I thought they were all, you know, dead. Of course, this is a Daedric Prince's plane. I really need to stop being surprised by such revelations. I have a feeling that won't be the strangest thing I find out before this is all over.
Attend me, soldiers. We have a war to win, and time grows short.
What in Ariel's name is this? Who are you?
So that's the last Iliad, huh? I thought he'd be more dusty. Isn't that what happens when elves get really, really old?
Shut it, you fop.
Who's in charge of this group? Step forward and address me. Then allow me to rectify that. I shall lead you. We shall recover your comrades and complete your mission. If that does not work for you, your services are no longer needed.
I don't know who you are, but you aren't Fighters Guild. You have no authority over us.
Do you challenge me, then? Do you want me to kill you to prove my combat prowess to your companions?
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing that. He is kind of annoying.
How can you expect us to lay down our lives for someone we never met? Trust is earned on the battlefield.
If you want to survive, if you want to win this, you must trust me. Allow me to explain why you need my lead. We shall work this out. I understand your reservations, but with my leadership, the Fighters Guild will help us win this war.
Ah, look around you. See how the people brighten the streets with their very presence. It is good to have this. King Dinar and Varnus have begun to rally the troops. They have called for a council to meet here in the Hollow City. There are decisions to be made, plans to draw up. I sense other lights trapped in the darkness. Their exact locations are hidden from me, but I can hear their desperate pleas for help. You must choose. Will you seek out more allies, or will you allow the War Council to begin? You shall find the Ayleid King and the Mage inside the cathedral. They await your arrival. Once you enter the cathedral, the preparations for the final assault to save Nirn will begin.
Welcome, friend. We need to discuss the preparations for the coming assault, but I wanted to wait. We need to end the plane meld before Nirn is destroyed. To do that, we must deal with the planar vortex. To reach the vortex, we need to cross the chasm and get through whatever defenses the Dark Lord throws at us. I fear battle is inevitable. Well said, friend. Please, hold your questions until everyone who wants to has had an opportunity to speak. After that, we can debate the details as you see fit. Attention, please. I have called you all here because the moment of destiny fast approaches. The great shackle has been destroyed, but not before a planar vortex was established. We must destroy this vortex before it sucks the very essences of Nirn into Cold Harbor. The Fighters Guild shall deal with the chasm's defenders, but blades have little power against magic.
And that's where my mages come in. Our scouts report that some kind of magical fixtures block access to the path across the chasm. Mages there already work on a way to overcome these fixtures, and we are prepared to lend our strength when the main force arrives.
A sound plan. Plays to our unique strengths. But this one wonders, what if the mages can't overcome Molag Bar's magic?
What a ridiculous question! Of course my mages can overcome this magic!
I have absolute confidence in Vanus and his mages.
Thank you, your lordship. But to be honest with you, I'm not feeling as confident as Vanus about this.
We shall fight with all our strength. There is no other option. Lives will be lost, but hopefully a world will be saved. Know that the chasm is only the first stage of this battle. The planar vortex abides within the very heart of Molag Bal's lair.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
Darian, mind your tongue.
Darian only seeks to lighten a tense situation. Still, we have to try. To do nothing is to doom Tamriel to certain destruction.
Well, when you put it that way, there are a lot of lovely ladies that need to be saved.
Yes, well, be that as it may. We launch our assault on the chasm immediately. The king needs to talk to the champion, and I must discuss some final details with the mages. The rest of you have your own preparations to see to, I'm sure.
It is settled. We shall cross the chasm and make our way to the planar vortex at the heart of... This mission needs a leader. I want you to lead the assault across the chasm. We have asked so much of you, and you have already accomplished the impossible. But you are one. I knew we could count on you. You have never... With the combined forces of the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, we must take the battle to Molag Bal and reach the portal to the... It is a narrow, well-defended span of rock, swarming with Daedra and...
Well, this has my knickers in a twist. We have a perfectly fine army, but what good is it sitting around this side of the situation? We're well and truly flummoxed. Before we could cross the chasm, before we could confront Molog Gunda, we were stopped by a few irksome focus stones. The wee ginger mage says we need nothing other than the multitude of Dremora sitting on top of them. I could handle this myself, but I didn't want to make the rest of the troops sad.
Strange knight says the oddest things, but Vanus and the king seem to trust him, so what can you do? You must be the champion that King The chasm presents a formidable gauntlet of defenders, and we spotted Dremora down below. Nasty creatures. From the sophistication of the portals they're using, I expect they can also throw Zivalai, Orgrims, and even Scamps at us. We take control of the portal to the upper tier and push forward. We haven't been able to scout the higher region, but Cadwell claims that Molag Bal's daughter, Molag Grun... According to the legends, yes. She's a winged twilight. Strong, disgusting, and in charge. We spotted Dremora down below. Nasty.
Here! 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 Here!
Enchanting requires concentration.
Edora, Oko, Jejota. Jaira, Kaderi, Jejota.
I shall proceed with caution and see if I can keep him focused on the task at hand.
Good show! The portal belongs to us now. Sir Darian and that lovely lizard have gone on ahead. I think he might be a bit intimidated by our prowess on the field of battle, and he's trying to compensate. Grinda's a cheeky one, and she knows we're getting close. She's summoning, by all means. Do you want to know how many Daedra can dance on the head of a pin? Mola Grunda, a large woman with wings, bit of a temper, guards the gatehouse. I hear that she's the daughter of Molag Bal, if you can believe that. He never struck me as a family man, but who am I to judge? It's my home, old chum, has been for years. I know every wondrous nook and cranny. Beautiful place, full of fascinating creatures. Of course, they often try to kill you, but that's the challenge of it, isn't it?
Denthis, Dethys, you two guard the portal. Tell anyone coming through to push ahead. The source of the reinforcements must be cut off.
Watch and learn. Let me show you how to close a Daedric portal. One Daedric portal closed, as promised. Now that's how to do it with style.
Too weak to move.
close this portal. The portal is closed. We make a most effective team, my friend.
I think that little wood elf was planning to face Molag Grunda all by herself before Cadwell ran up there. You'd better catch up with them. I'll make sure nothing follows you.
I got the barrier down. Molag Grunda has to know we're coming.
I think our friends have the chasm well in hand. What say we pop in for a chat with Molag? Right, we control the rest of the... From Grunda? Rudeness, hostility, sarcasm, and most certainly a large amount of open hostility.
I can't wait to see Molag Grunda's face when she sees us. She and I go way back, you know. Once we get inside, we cross one little bridge to reach the gatehouse.
There's a trick to getting into the gatehouse proper, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Not to worry, though. I'm sure it will come back to me. of course. I remember now. There's a flywheel in each of the side antechambers. We need to start them spinning to open the main door. It's all coming back to me. There's a lever across the chamber. Just give it a good tug, and then the flywheel will be spinning in no time. Look at that craftsmanship. Remarkable. Grunder always had good taste, I have to... See, I knew that would work. A word of advice. Guard your pluckables. Grunder enjoys plucking out eyes, spleens, anything pluckable, really.
mortal fools! I'll feast on your flesh after my little pet rips it from your bones! You killed my darling creature! I'll tear out your hearts and serve them to my father on a silver platter!
Disappointing. Hardly worked up a sweat.
Well done!
The wee ginger mage can tell you more about the focus stones.
While you were lollygagging, we secured the area. You did well, my friend. Thanks to your efforts, we control the chasm and can freely move troops between the Hollow City and the front lines. Take a moment to collect your thoughts, then come see me again. As soon as you're ready, we have another mission that could use your unique vampires. The region beyond is crawling with them. Worse, anyone we send in there is turned into one of the foul monsters. And do you see the structure that looms on the horizon? Eager and confident. I like that. I need you to collect blood from the vampires. It's an integral component in the pacification ritual I will perform. Use the blood to mark their lairs. What are you still doing here? I have my preparations to deal with, and you have yours. The first step is to make sure the ritual targets the correct creatures. Marking the vampires' lairs with their own blood will guarantee this, in the most expedient manner possible. The ritual unleashes a magic that tracks down the blood and targets. Then the vampires will become mindless beasts, no longer capable of posing any threat. I've been developing this ritual for years, but I've never... Just another of Molag Bal's clever witticisms, I suppose. It's an orchard from which he plucks the fruit of his vampiric creations. Or something poetic and disturbing like that. But I've read accounts of these foul artifacts. Molag Bal uses them to enslave large communities and to empower specific parts of his divine portfolio. In this case, I believe the heart is greatly increasing the rate at which the vampirism spreads. Not easily, but that's where my ritual comes in. By the time I finish casting it, the heart will be no more, and the
Old Mary Dominion. Eagles triumph. Old Mary Dominion. The Thalmor commands. Old Mary Grandeur.
Don't do this. I implore you, my children are not evil.
New orders. No one gets through the altar. No one.
Sure, the elf has tasked you. You don't know what you're doing. Molag Bal is the enemy here, not my children. Why are you subjecting my people to this danger?
Foul temptress! I'll hear no more of your lies!
Such a stubborn. I hope that you'll prove to be more reasonable than your companion. My offer makes... Some call me the Crimson Matron, others the concubine of Cold Harbor. I am an elder vampire brought to this new life by Molag Bal. These are my children, but they have been enthralled by the Lord of Brutality. My children protect this orchard because Molag Bal commands it. They aren't evil. They're slaves of the Harvest Heart. Instead of destroying them, help me set them free. Imagine an army of vampires that owes you a favor. The ritual the elf plans to perform will drive my children mad. But there's a better solution if you're willing to listen to reason. Molag Bal is the real enemy here. Let me help you free my children from the... I can perform my own ritual. It will destroy the Harvest Heart and set my children free. Help me accomplish this, and my children will be in your debt. Of course. Take all the time you need.
You can't seriously be considering her proposal. She's an elder vampire. Setting those monsters free will be like ringing the dinner bell in a Nord feast hall before the meal is ready. Her so-called children. Really? You need to consult with a monster before you agree to help the great and powerful.
Have you considered my proposal? I can perform my own... A most wise and...
We must protect our lands.
Defend me while I perform this portion of the ritual. Thank you for assisting me. This portion of the ritual is complete. Defend me while I perform this portion of the ritual. Thank you, Majesty. Now we must return to the Harvest Heart. There's one more thing to do.
Come. I need to explain the next
the next
steps to you.
stage of the ritual.
At this point, we can't afford
The
for
time has
anything
come.
to go
The black blood flowing from the Harvest Heart binds my children to Molag Bal. But it also gives us a connection we can take advantage of. While I provide, find the Lord of Schemes binding totems and destroy them. They are spaced evenly around the Harvest Heart.
The Harvest Heart is destroyed!
The Harvest Heart has been destroyed. My children are no longer slaves to Molag Bal. Most certainly. Thanks to your efforts, my children are free. They won't give you any more trouble. And, as I promised, my children will aid you when you need it most.
Another successful mission. But we're not finished yet.
Champion, just
we
in
don't have
time,
time
as
for your
always.
Mortals are always so amusing. I offer information, aid for your quest, and you shun me.
You expect us to trust a creature of the plains? Ridiculous!
A mare as arrogant as a kin. How delightful. I do so love watching egotistical braggarts stumble. I may allow you to reconsider and accept my offer. Of course, I may not. I haven't decided yet.
You there! Find out where that creature is lurking. I want her watched.
Enchanting requires...